how you doing? I'm Takua, but they mostly call me the Chronicler around here. Well, welcome to here, the island of Matanui. Way back in the time before time, this island was a paradise, and the great spirit Matanui brought us here. He gifted us with the three virtues: unity, duty, and destiny. That was until Makuta, Matanui's brother, cast a spell of darkness over Matanui. And that was the start of a whole load of trouble. Not the trouble I like to get into, but the serious stuff, like the end of all hope forever type of trouble. You'll need to use the arrow keys on your remote to highlight what you would like to discover more about, and then press Enter to choose it. Picoro, the village of stone. Picoro is located in the desert, way up island. It's made entirely of stone and sand and blends right in with its surroundings. The Pomatoran are amazing stone carvers and the inventors of the great sport of Koli. Onukoro, the village of Earth. The village of Onukoro is underground, and it's really hard to find. And that's if you can see in the dark. Every time I go there, the Onumatoran have built more tunnels and changed the ones I know. They must be digging all the time. Toa Anua, the spirit of Earth. He's strong and powerful, and he sees well in the dark, but not so good in bright light. His quake breakers can cut right through rock, or he can put them on his feet to travel fast over rough ground. Anua is friendly for a Toa. He taught me about the world below the surface of Matanui, and about mining, which he thinks is a real job, like lava farming isn't. Picoro, the village of stone. Picoro is located in the desert, way up island. It's made entirely of stone and sand and blends right in with its surroundings. The Pomatoran are amazing stone carvers and the inventors of the great sport of Koli. Toa Puharu, the spirit of stone. He's brave, fast, and always has a story to tell. His climbing claws let him scale the mountain easily, and he can put them together to make a Koden ball for sport. The only thing Puhatu fears is water. He can't swim, and he's much too heavy to float. Taraga Anawa runs Picoro. Everybody calls him the referee. Partly because he wrote the original rules for Koli, but mostly because once he makes a decision, he sticks to it. He wears the Kanoi Komau, the noble mask of mind control. He's used it in the past to keep Rahi away from the village. Gakuro, the village of water. Gakuro floats in the ocean waters up island. The village is made entirely of seaweed and is a haven from threatening waters full of whirlpools and raging currents. All the Gamatoran are female, And they all swim as fast as rookie fish. I guess up there they have to. Holly is Kokoro's best Collie player. She can be kind of quiet, but when she's playing, watch out. I know she likes Jala, but he never wants to talk about that. Jala can be such a Collie head. Turaga Nakama keeps telling her to speak up and share her ideas. Maybe she could become a Gamatoran chronicler. Turaga Nakama is the peacemaker on Matanui. Whenever the other Turaga are quarreling, she finds a way to balance the argument. She wears the Kanoe Rao, the noble mask of translation. She can use it to read even the most ancient carvings on Matanui. Maybe this is where she gets her sense of fairness. Toa Gali, the spirit of water. See those aqua axes she carries? They turn into fins, so she can swim even faster. Gali has got to be one of the smartest and kindest of the Toa. She's always willing to listen and give advice, sometimes even to me. She can sense any change connected to the rivers, streams, and ocean, and knows immediately when something is wrong in the waters. Kokoro, the village of ice. It's hidden underneath a big ice block between two glaciers. With the blizzards, the avalanches, and the crevices, it's not an easy place to find. The Komatoran are not famous for their hospitality, but if you have a story to share, you will always be welcome. But you might have to work at it. Toa Kopaka, the spirit of ice. He mostly keeps to himself. His ice blade splits in two to form power skis so he can move fast. He can be as cold as a blizzard and as sharp as an icicle. He puts up with me sometimes because I'm the chronicler. But when it comes down to it, you can trust him with absolutely anything. This is Makuta's lair, birthplace of the Rakshi. The Rakshi are the toughest, most powerful creatures Makuta has ever let loose on Matanui. And they're after the Mask of Light, or my pal Jala, or me. All I know is that Makuta sent them to stop us from finding the seventh Toa, and each one is powered by Krata, pieces of Makuta himself. They are fast, strong, and more powerful than even a Toa. If they find us before we find the seventh Toa, then that's it. The end of all hope. Forever. All the Rakshi are fearsome, but True Rock is fear. His staff of power has the ability to fill you with your darkest dread. When its power touches you, you want to run, but you just can't. Believe me, I know all about Churok. You can always tell when Panrock is headed your way. You can hear his footsteps making the ground beneath explode. His staff of power can make any object fly apart in tiny fragments. So when you hear him coming, run! Lerock is poison, and I mean that. When he touches anything with his staff of power, it's poisoned and turns a sickly green and spreads. The only cure I know of is not to get too close to Lerock in the first place. Tokoro, the Village of Fire. Tokoro sits in the middle of the Lake of Fire, just downstream of the Mangai volcano. Personally, I don't like to spend so much time in Tokoro. Responsibility is an overused word around here. But it's home. For me, my best pal Jala, and the other Tamatoran. We all have these houses made of cooled magma. And when we're not farming lava, we surf the lava breaks for fun. I know what you're thinking. Surfing lava? And they have the nerve to call me irresponsible. Hey, that's me, Takua. Some say I'm reckless, irresponsible, always wandering off, a coaly head. And maybe they're right, but I'm not changing. I live for exploration, and that's the best thing about being the chronicler. I get to travel the island, talk with all the Toa about their heroic adventures, and record what goes on for Taraga Vakama. But the search for the 7th Toa is by far the most dangerous thing I have ever done. Jala is my best pal in Tokoro. He's the captain of the guard. He takes it really seriously, but sometimes he forgets to have a blast. If it wasn't for playing Coley, I don't think he would do anything but work. But when it comes down to it, I guess Jala is just about the bravest Matoran there is. That's Toatahu, the Spirit of Fire. He's the protector of our village. He can be a bit of a hothead, and he gets stuck right into whatever he's doing. And the other Toa don't always like the way he gives them orders. His 2 magma swords channel the power of fire and lava. He can also put his swords together to make the slickest lava board ever.